And definitely, to have a house is a blessing, from the Lord. But but besides, what's important for the Lord, it's good, that they bless us, with the house. He cared more for the people who live in the house. So today I want to read in Matthew 7, 24 through 27. Over here is where Jesus, is in the Mount of Beatitudes. And Jesus, is telling, the disciples and many other people over there says, blessed are the poor or spirit, for there is the kingdom of heaven. And then start saying all the beatitudes, to the people, say, bless those who do good, bless those who mourn, because so everyone who was there, he been blessed in those things. And at the end of this sermon on the mount, we want to read this. Okay? Yeah, it says Matthew 7:24 to 27 says, therefore everyone who hears these words of mine and put them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. Then the rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against the house, yet it not fall, because it has its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears this word of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew, and they beat against the house, and it fell with great crash. So I want you to imagine this. Okay? This house was built. This house was bought, a month ago. And imagine, there's a snowstorm, and you don't want that, but something happened, to the house. Okay, the over here is too much. The wind is too heavy, and it crash or something happened because of the foundation. So what do you think? The people who live here, think about it. What do I buy it? It's gonna be that happen. It's gonna be, have a good foundation. We didn't know about it, and we don't have a insurance, and we don't know what to do. So this gonna be foolish, to buy a house like that. But the Bible tells us over here how to be wise. How many of us, prefer to be wise than foolish?
nó và là lại đó qua quốc tế này nó qua qua đi nào này cái đó là quốc tế nó qua ở là ta tin qua đây là
So I want to talk to you about, like a four kind of foundations, that we could have in our houses.
và là bé là tên con lớn là hai này mới bắt cả đó nó ta tu lọ ta nó khí thợ à chú mua qua ta tu tan nào.
I want to give you an example, this table and the foundation, that is the legs.
Và cái đôi đi đó nó sẽ quay quay này này với dùng cái cờ này con nó qua lui khó.
They have four legs, but imagine you take one leg, okay? And maybe it still, look like okay.
Mẹ học rồi tao con này bắt tết nó cần nó là cái này cái lớn đi tao to rồi bạn.
But as soon as you put something on it, it's gonna fail.
Là cái đó nó lỡ à chỗ bật phần này, con bật phần này mới là con nó ta con nó về này nó cái gì đó.
It's the same thing in our houses. When our houses is not built, for the Lord, and sometimes it's failing. It's failing. The problems hit, the storm hit, and we don't know what to do.
Well, mình là cái đó mà nó bắt tí nhà nó thì này, bắt đặt tu lò này, phải là nó tu lò ta này, tụi mình đặt cái xây vào đó.
So I wanna tell you, four, the same legs, four legs. I want to tell you four foundations that you should have in your house.
Ini tu nada do tadi sebuah ni orang akan lupa tu tada. Dah hidup lah bukan kau ni, nak bawa kau dah. Pada malah kita nada kita dah muka luni.
And when I say house, it doesn't mean the building. It means more your home, your family.
Hila betul agak kalau ni mereka lah, tu lah kalau betul lah memang mana hila betul ni mereka ibu kau betul betul boleh hidup ni lah.
The first foundation that you will have is have faith in the Lord.
Jangan ni orang tak sultan ni lah.
Okay, faith in the Lord is one of the cornerstone, of the strong family.
Pada orang nak katanya lah, tak sultan ni mereka tak kita lah ibu kau betul betul lah tak kita bah kau ni lah.
Trust in the Lord and believe in these promises is a very good foundation that we could have. So when the storm comes, we have a good foundation, have faith in the Lord.
Orang nak mula tanah lepas saya apul, kau kerja. Adi tu tak kau tak saya tak kau sebenarnya kau hebat tu kau pada di tu kau kerja. Ini dewan ini.
How many of you fly in an aeroplane?
Orang yang malah berdoa ke bayu, berdoa bayu kuat dia lah.
1, 2, go only 2, 3.
Malah dah doa bayu tu juga juga kan kuat sih kalau.
Most of us, I don't know. If you came from Thailand or Burma, for sure you was in an aeroplane. Even if you don't want, I don't think you take a bus.
Orang ni lah, orang macam sambil lepas doa tu kan juga bayu, orang tu cakap.
Do you understand why the planes fly?
Nó là nó ở bên này ba này ta này, nó bay du này.
I don't know you, but I search, why the heavy, planes fly. How is that possible?
Có ta nó cái bò là phải là bảo là của cái là cái gì đấy, phải bấm nó là phải là ta bảo là gì vậy tiền này.
And then they say, because the way that the wings are and the air who go over and go under, you could check it out if you want to go Google it, okay? They will explain you that, okay?
Bao nhiêu này nó phải kia là nó ta phải ta lo đến phải là phi nhiều và là có là cái lý thọ và cái phải ta nó phải chống cái tên nhiều lắm.
But I can tell you that until now, I don't understand.
Này này nó phải vá nó ta mình mà ta phi này.
But even if I don't understand, I take flights every year.
Nên nếu có này vận động bao nhiêu có mình đi nào, có đi được là ta kì.
In June, I will be able to go to Japan, and the flight was 13 hours. That I was in the air to arrive to Japan.
Lỡ lai yêu này, nó ta là đồ vấn đề lỡ ở nhà điều cọ Japan con này, thì lỡ này.
And I didn't say, well, I know for sure. I don't know, how this thing, works. So I don't want to get inside.
Tapi nyawa no ta bara đi là ba ta này ta có đang bảo nó ăn nó tới đâu bao nhiêu.
No, I have faith. Okay, that this thing, I don't know how, but it's gonna be flying because I was inside and I'm here again. So I don't understand, but like that, I took faith, to get inside of the plane.
Và từ khi nhà bà nó có là tan nào. tan na la nó mới đó là cái từng lên này là phụ ta đó nó phải nó là nó có phụ ta phần đẹp đó hay kỳ ba.
Now, can you tell me that you understand 100%, God and the relationship with you? Do you understand 100%?
Rồi mẹ cái nào lên nó cái sai vào người ta bảo là nó ô là tư là cái của quê nè.
You don't have any doubt, sometimes like, I don't know how God is going to do this, I don't know.
Ô là ta đi đó nó người ta nào lên sai vào cũng sẽ có nè.
That things is going to come to us. And the same way that you take the plane, even though you don't understand, you trust, okay, in the plane and the pilot that you're going to ride, safe to the other place.
Ta nào vậy nè, nó là cái tao mua bên này người ta bảo là ô là ta đi đó thế nó là còn nó từ số một ta nó bảo là ba sa ta bao nhiêu ta ta đi đó có đó bao nhiêu người đó mua nè.
It's the same amount of faith that you need to believe that God is going to solve the problem that you have.
Có ta đó, nó lấy số đi tôi là ba ta nhảy nè, nó, và ta bao nhiêu ba bố ta có lấy cái cục phụ ấy nè, nó có kéo sẽ là ta suy ta nè lâu đó, nó tôi là ta lấy giò, itu saya akan melakukan kepada kita kurang ada pada lah.
So having faith is one of the main foundation that we need to have in our homes.
Orang lah nak dunia batas sultan lah, lalu saya aku ini mesti kata tak kalau orang, pada mana nak kita lah agak lah itu apa kau agak serta nak agak apa ni lah.
The second foundation is practice love and forgiveness.
Kimi demi ni lah buka buai ni. Orang lah cakap lah awak tu lah ada bon ni dah lah lepas kalau tak nak tanam apa lah tak ni lah.
Ephesians 4:32 says.
Dia Ephesians lui sabota sikhi ni.
It says, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as Christ God forgave you.
We ta sulo tu ta tu kenyata tu ta klalo tu ta di yua ola kri apu pla tu ta tu ni ki.
Okay, we need to understand that non-family is perfect.
Mana pala ibu bapa apa teme pada pala le pueba.
That we as a family commit mistakes.
Me pada pala ma dala.
So we need forgiveness. We need to forgive and ask for forgiveness. Daily basis in our family.
Edo no le pala para keman itu no pala lo pada sekok pala pada pala kuas sekok ni lo.
Of course, depend on the time that you live, that sometimes we have a hard families and right now is not that like that, okay? When I was a kid, okay, my dad says something and we need to do it. Other than that, he's gonna do like this or take the belt and spanking us, okay?
Orang pan tebak memang kena bane, nama itu kita kiam memang bane tahu pada nak kapan dia.
For sure, never that happened to you. I believe so.
Kita nak nama memang tu berada pada semua patah tu balik.
Okay, so when that happened and we're kind of angry or sometimes we think it's injustice or all this kind of stuff, we need to forgive and ask for forgiveness. That's okay.
Kita nak sebab orang tu dia tadi dah di ni. Kalau kita cuba melihat bapa, aku baca dia orang, nanti nak kali saya tu lo kalau baca, apa, nak ada apa ini lah.
When we ask for forgiveness, okay, is when God make us stronger as a family.
Apa ki kaplan, nak tak kemana ni, di tu nak saya ki Arab apa tadi basu, nak pergi kobu, letak apa lah ni lah.
My dad. Until now, he's 77. In his whole life, say sorry. Not once. You don't think that my dad commit one mistake in 77 years? You think that? But he was thinking that if he say sorry, okay, then his authority is gonna be down.
Aware nó tập lop lo để bữa ta mà nó đi tốt nó cái test story con này nè ta nó mà ta là nó khi ở ta đi đó nó cái tế bạc nó cái tế bạc cái khó bạc.
He don't understand that he says sorry, his authority is gonna be over. I will have more consideration with that.
Aku tak ada tu mela nó mẹ test story đó aku sekarang ta đi đó là không này đó khai mà nó test story này cái mẹ ta là anh nhau là ba.
So we don't need to be just lay down in our bed before we die and ask for forgiveness to everyone. Don't wait that time.
Atau mese kalau nampak batet tu lah nampak ketipa lah kepelata kepala kepala kemana ni tu ada macam macam ni mana.
Practice love and forgiveness now, today.
Nak kira nata lalu nampak kemana lagi buku dapat tu ada yang mereka lah keningan ni kita lah.
Number 3, okay, the other foundation is communication.
Kami ni bakal nata bat kalau tak nata set kalau tak na besar nata kata.
Listen and understanding.
Na dokana na kelas napa atau tani pi.
James 1:19 says, "My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen." Oh, sorry. Okay, again. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry.
Okay, 119.
Yeah, 119 this.
Le ya ko sadut dasar si kui matanya nanda boleh tak ati ma pernah hu tak le de do ketuan no ketu tak do thok ketu ko ade ti.
We need to understand that many situations, the frustration, comes.
Ako la mana pa na le pata mu ni na pa ora ako na neta ta di do ora na ta ta.
How many of you have your kids and then you put the milk and then you just do like this and they throw the milk or do a mess and you really clean.
Aku taruh napa temala pakodo apa pala nata nuti la menya da apa mata le chokora napa malan le tanuti putara.
And not only that, you're in a hurry, to be in another place, and now the kid do a mess, but also the new clothes is a mess.
Putara, no, buena kira apa bagta malan pakaro kedara leta ni ko ada ka ketone no la aku akla daga nama la cita nama la kita mamba ada tiga leksi musikan bawan kan mata apa.
The frustration, come in. Okay, am I right? Or just me?
Frustration, kita dalam kita malah peta tak kecil kita mata satu orang head no buku.
We need to start understand how we communicate with the kids.
Putara apa na sata kita malah na kutinya na por la peta pas kalau tarak na buku pada jadi lah.
Accidents is gonna happen. This part of the life.
Putara na wane kita lama na pada lah.
But they need to understand that sometimes it's just accidents. If they do it on purpose, if they see you and okay, then there's gonna be correction.
Kami ni na kami lawa te mawala na tato ko ba. Kami kira tali tatu kela putara apa ba ukisa na lah.
But we need to be in agreement how we wanna communicate, like a back and forth with the people who are in our house.
Aku dalam metala kado malam na tagal lagi pudito na tanah pata tilota cuma orang bapa pata ni lah.
And the number 4 foundation that we could have
Nang ilui ni
is nurturing each other, encourage each other, support each other.
na tu semasa ilokala na lata kedek di.
We live in a society that sometimes we're paying more attention in our weaknesses than in our gifts.
Mula na sosial tak ini pada malah na orang tak lebih budir pada kiri pa ama.
When somebody do a mistake, everybody pointing that you do this wrong. Okay?
Pada dia lah, pada okay.
we're faster, to say, what's the wrong thing they've been doing.
ဟိုဒါတော့နော်အာကေဘတိပါလာကလေးမနော်မမလာတာပဲတော့တာပါတိပါမ
But so little, we're going to them when they're doing right things.
မမလာတာအကေရောအပါနေဖာနေနော်စီကိုဘလာနော်မှာပါလေ
I become a Christian when I was 26.
တော့တော့လောကိချီကူနီငါကေရောနော်ပါကေပို
And one day I was talking to my dad, okay, to him.
တေတော့နော်ပါနေ
And they say, why you never said to me when I do right things?
ဒီကွာပါဘမ်နိုလာနော်တေတာနော်တမီနော်ကမာတာလာပါခနေလေ
I believe that in 26 years that I'm living here in the house, I think at least one, could do more right. I think so.
ကျမလာအော်နော်လေဒီဘောကိချီကူနီတောင်းလို့တာကြီးကိုတမီမီရတာနော်တေနော်မီ
And he said that to me. He said to me, if I tell you that you're doing okay, then you want to stop over there, and I want you to be better. That's what he thinks.
ပါနေကျမလာလေမတေလန်တန်နေဘာလီလီကိုတာနော်ကျမလာနော်ပတိုကနေဒါကျမလာလေညာချမညာကဘာကိုတာနော်တေနာပါ
So the only thing that I get from my dad is criticism all the time. Until now, he's 27 and said the same thing.
ကိုတာနော်ပါနေဒီဝလာအတာပေါ်တာမလာတေဟင်းဘာဘာအတာဟိတစားတော့ဘာဘာလို့ခိုင်လား
One time I was in the office in the church. I was in the office, and my dad called me.
ပါပေါ်ဘလော့နော်ချက်အောင်ပြကူလာ
And they said, oh, you should do this in that church. You should do that in the church. You should do that in the church.
ပါတဲ့နော်မမဒီလန်တောက်ကိုမဒီ
And I said to him, look, not even the people who pay me for being here said that to me.
အဝတ်တပါနော်တာကေတာကုတရာဝက်မလန်လူအတာနော်ပါလူအတာအခမ်းကနေတမလန်လူအတာပါနေမောတဲလာလူတဲပါမ
And a person who doesn't even go to a church is going to tell me how to, do in the church.
ပါတဲလာနော်ဘာလို့ဒီစနေကေတာတာမဒီ
So instead of encourage one another, sometimes we pull down one another.
ကိုတာနော်လက်တဟေဘာကိုလာတော့နေနော်ဒါဝတာပါတိပါမလို့ကလို့ဒီနေ
And if that happens in our family, it's like we have this table with one leg out. Without one leg.
ကိုနေမှာဒီတော့နော်အစပေါ်ပေါ်လာခေါ်ပေါ်တယ်ပါလောမန်နေကူလေးကူ
Proverbs 22:6.
နေအဝါလေကတော့ဆက်တော့ခီစပကူနေ
Start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it.
So podi potala naklekta lokiti tapwara ada papa ba.
We need to encourage one another in education, in spiritual growth, in talking and celebrate the achievement that we have.
Ba nai ba ko sa twal ko ta ma ta lai ko ko lo ko pa ta do ta ki na ga ni
Big or small, we need to celebrate when we're doing things okay. That encourages us to continue in that path.
Do mege si mege a mege sa mege ni Allah ba. Nai ba ba 4 sa lo ta ni lo.
So today we're talking about, the house to be, on a good foundation that was the rock.
Ko ta na pa ke ko ba ka ta ko ki le ko ba mi na o ko ta le ko.
But now we want to show you that there's 4 foundations that we need to have in our house in order for us to be on the rock, to be wise.
Ko ta na ko ba me pa la ku te tu lo ta le ki ku le ko to me ke.
It's not only to read the Bible and that's it, or have more information in my head.
Me ta la na ko ba ko ta la pa le sa su do to ne le pa ko no ba.
It's how much I could understand and put it in practice and make it happen.
Dito ko to ni pi para bu pa sa di le sa su la ni ta to lo pa to ni la.
ครับ
Làm được mà lo, làm phải mà là gì ra chạy vô.